Abarth is a brand famous for taking ordinary cars and making them into something rather special. This is Abarth's version of the Fiat 600e, and this is called the Abarth 600e. This car's got a few tweaks to its drivetrain and to its chassis, and Abarth claims this car will make drivers guilty until proven innocent. Before we find out just how guilty, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Chassis improvements include a 25mm height reduction compared with the Fiat 600e, 140% more anti-roll stiffness, 41% more suspension stiffness thanks to hydraulic bump stops. What's also great are these 380mm disc brakes from Elcon. Another welcome improvement is the mechanical limited slip differential, and that splits the torque more evenly between the driven wheels. There are two versions of this car, the Scorpionissimo with 280 brake horsepower and the regular one with 240. Abarth claims that this car has a sporty soul, and the brand isn't wrong. Here we have a lovely single spoke steering wheel, and the seats, they evoke that monocoque feel of Abarths of old. So when you get to my age, sometimes you might forget what you're in, but with the Abarth, it's clearly mentioned here on the dash, and we can forgive the slightly hard, scratchy plastics here. But what is nice, you've got this very sort of rudimentary infotainment screen with some physical buttons down here, which does help because when they're all buried into a screen, it can be very frustrating. Down here you have the gears and a little flap, a little bit fragile, but anyway, not too bad, where you can store cans of drink and other such items. So this isn't just a sporty car, it's actually quite practical. It has 4 doors, which means someone of my size can sit behind somebody else of my height. There we are, a little bit clumsy, but I can just about get in behind where I was sitting just a few moments earlier. So as we say, it's quite a practical car this. The boot is the same size as the regular Fiat 600e. You even have some underfloor storage for the cable, and the seats do fold over. So again, quite a practical car if you want it to be. This has got a 54 kilowatt hour battery, and that only gives you 207 miles of WLTP range. The only thing about this being a sporty car is that it's less of a long range vehicle compared with the Fiat 600e. Abarth's main intention with the 600e is to inject some real fun into the driving. The 280 horsepower Scorpionissimo can hit 0 to 62 miles per hour in 5.9 seconds. That increases a little bit to 6.2 seconds with the entry-level Abarth. It's not all about acceleration either. Those chassis modifications we spoke about earlier enable this car to pull 1G through corners. We took this car out on a go-kart track, would you believe, earlier, and the handling was just absolutely awesome. It carried speed round corners incredibly well, and that limited slip differential meant we could really lay down the power out of a corner. However, the suspension is quite hard. That's an understatement. You can probably see the camera bouncing up and down as I speak. Therefore, unsurprisingly, this car is a lot less smooth than the Fiat 600e. Still, to be fair, it's all about the enjoyment, and it really delivers in that respect. And apart from the hard suspension, it's actually quite a practical car for what it is. It'll thread its way around A roads, bird along quite happily, meander through little villages like the one we're in now, and handle town centres for doing your shopping trips or your school runs or whatever. The range will mean it's slightly less effective for long journeys between cities, but it's still okay. And unsurprisingly, the safety equipment on this car is pretty much the same, if not identical, to the Fiat 600e. It includes things like adaptive cruise control and automatic emergency braking. There are 3 distinct power modes with this car: Turismo, Scorpion Street and Scorpion Track. Turismo is the most economical of the 3, but let's face it, you'll probably want to use Scorpion Street for hooning around and having a bit of fun. Scorpion Track gives you the fastest acceleration, but you will notice quite a lot of torque steer. Overall, we think Abarth's done a really good job of making electric fun, but the brand has also pitched the pricing really sensibly. This top-of-the-range Scorpionissimo is under £40,000, and the more basic model is just under £37,000. And that means both models miss the expensive car tax that's just coming into the UK. It's worth noting that many of the petrol-powered hot hatches actually fall foul of that tax because they're more expensive. And that makes this really reasonable value compared with petrol. So for reasonably priced electric fun, this just ticks all the boxes. So what do we think of this Abarth? Well, it's funky, it's really good looking, and the price is brilliant, coming in at just under £40,000. In fact, this car is so cool that it'll give petrol hot hatches a run for their money. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our video channel.